social enterprise model. Because we don't believe in charity. I mean we believe in charity, but not. This is not how we want to operate our business. It's about making a case. Have a valid business plan, go with it, but at the same time, do other things than just the business. The business has to have a motive behind it. And all our tenants here and anyone that will come and work on all the sites we're going to do will have to have that as part of their ethos. So unless their principles are aligned with ours, they can't be a tenant here. So and then in this way you create a like-minded community of people that all work towards the same objective. Everybody needs to make a living. You need to pay your rent, buy some food, look after your family, whatever you need to do. So you need to make a living. But what else is there that you can do that will support your community? So that's the community of people we're interested in working with. We're rent-free.
You are rent-free.
So that was part of the competition.
Oh, great.
But that's the only investment, which is it's not a big investment because it was an empty piece of land. So there's no income coming for the council at all.
So my name's Tom Bridgman. I'm a delivery lead in the regeneration department at Lambeth Council. Would you like me to just talk about the idea behind the project, why the council invested in it? So this is a piece of land that the council owned. It used to be a multi-storey car park, and then it was a temporary ice rink while we renovated or rebuilt an ice rink in the south of the borough. And this site is earmarked, has plans for long-term redevelopment for regeneration, where we'll build lots of commercial space and homes. But we knew that for 3, 4, maybe 5 years, we wouldn't be doing that. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to test different options of how we might deliver the longer term activity on the site, but we also wanted to create activity and deliver jobs and support new businesses, local businesses on the site immediately, so that we could change the feel of the area. It's on the edge of the town centre, in a part of the town that was potentially quiet, often some antisocial behaviour, and also to demonstrate this could be a town centre location and drive lots of employment and jobs. So what we did is we ran a competition and we went out and we said, you come back to us with ideas, mainly architects and design practitioners. You come back with ideas that will support jobs and growth and training for local people. We want to share in any. We don't really want to. We're not bothered about making a profit. We want that to be about creating outcomes. But if you do make a profit, we want to share in that. So we'll agree a profit share. And so we had six entrants come back. We shortlisted 2, both were local architecture practices. We ran a series of workshops of local people and the design practices presented. We got feedback and we chose Carl Turner Architects and that project along with another practice, and it's only now Carl, but that's become PopBrixton. And that was really it. I mean, as we evolved, we agreed things such as subsidised space within the scheme. So 10 of the units here are subsidised. We've agreed to ensure that each of the tenants volunteers their time, so each tenant volunteers an hour a week. We've agreed an allocations policy which supports local people, doesn't exclude people that aren't local.
I think the most exciting things for both PopBrixton and Lambeth Council is that collaboration, which is not, it's not easy every day, but I think we've got a really good relationship with the local authority. So as I explained earlier, in England it's called a borough, and it's the London Borough of Lambeth, that's the name of it. But I think, both parties are doing extremely well in terms of the learning and how we shape the project from, it's very different from when we first started. We always had that idea of, a creative campus, lots of local people, entrepreneurs, supporting jobs, creation, health, education. But as we work together, we really I think have now created a really exciting model that
Definitely.
can then be replicated
Yeah,
in other parts of the UK or internationally.
And I think it's given the council confidence to do more. So this was a risk for the council, but I mean, it's that we put our land in, and we put our land in for free. We've done that for probably what will end up being around 4 years. We may get a return on that if the project makes profit, but the real benefit will be the hundreds of jobs that have been created, the hundreds of businesses that have been supported, the thousands of young people and other people that have benefited from the volunteering, from the artist projects, from the free use of the event space, the music gigs, the children's activities, all of the different things that we've built in and worked with and that have come from PopBrixton.
In this instance, it was an empty building, so the team, the regeneration team in the council. So that's one good thing in the UK. The GLA and each council team, as well as the planning authority, they have what's called a regeneration team. So they're teams who are a bit more proactive. They look at empty facilities and land that they have in their borough, and they look at, working with the planning, looking at longer term, what uses do we want to bring to an area? Is it more housing? Is it more kind of arts or culture or workspace? Basically, Pop's become like an immediate kind of success in London. Lots of regen teams and the GLA came to see it. So it's on lots of people's radar. They're going, oh yeah, we could have something like that. Obviously, when they came here, we said, well, we've got a team now. If you have land, then you want to talk to us about it, then we'd love to talk to you. We're setting up a new organisation which will be a social enterprise rather than a limited company. So what that means is we have to demonstrate that at least 35% of our profits go back into the community. So the social enterprise is going to be called Makeshift, which is a play on the idea of like temporary, but also kind of making a shift or a change or an improvement in areas and in people's lives. So we've spent a while thinking about a name. So this new organisation called Makeshift, what that will do is it's a way that we will then look at empty pieces of land, and in many ways building one really successful one. The potential clients are coming to us almost. We're not really advertising or pushing our services. In fact, lots of people are coming to us, but we're realising that probably if people will only give you the space for 5 years, that Brixton is about the minimum we think that can actually work in terms of paying for the costs, the running costs, the management. 5-year period, build costs, management costs, what the income would be. There's a big backup lot of schedules behind this. This is just a really quick summary. So in this instance, we were offering that the council would get 20. So basically, the way PopBrixton works is it's an open book, and we split the profits after 5 years with the council. So it's 50-50 profit share. The council put the land in for free. They don't invest any money in the project. We're realising probably we gave a bit too much away there, probably for the amount of risk we're taking on the project. So yeah, in this instance, the agreement was 25% profit to the council, 10% into a community fund, and then 65% into the organisation running it. But really, the figures, over such a short period of time, we're looking to break even. We're showing a bit of profit just because we need a bit of a cushion, but really if we break even, that's our main goal. And obviously what we're then hoping for is that we get longer, and if it goes into sort of 7 or 10 years, that's when it becomes more profitable. And obviously with a container option like this, one of the benefits then for you as an organisation and even the city is that once you've invested on that first site, even if it's only for 4 or 5 years, then when you move it to the second site or the third site, it's a better deal for everybody. You can maybe give a bigger profit share to the city because actually you're still everybody's making more money because you've invested in the actual infrastructure of the project. So the longer it goes on for, the more profitable it gets. Given that we started this business from scratch like a year and a half ago, from an empty piece of land, no planning, no real experience. I'd built one container project before, like a container of one small 20-foot. It has been the same attitude in the UK that councils have, possibly rather foolishly given away very cheaply lots of land, because developers always say, oh, it's too expensive, we're going to bring lots of jobs and employment, it costs a lot of money to build this building. It's the same old argument, I think. So everything becomes developer-led, which then means that okay, the building might be high quality, but it's expensive, and then you get that exclusion of local people. So our view is, and lots of the councils are beginning to come around to this way of thinking, is this is a development model where we, because we are developers effectively, but it doesn't rely on owning land. So because we believe in council ownership, and too many councils in London, and now they're realising it, they're giving away too many of their assets, because once they've sold that land, it's gone forever. So actually this is a really clever development model where we can work in partnership with the council. We bring in the expertise in terms of development, in terms of bringing in building partners, because the councils don't have that skill and expertise anymore. They don't have a big planning office, and they just don't have the resources. So we can take that risk for the council, but we can allow them to retain the ownership of the land.